Hello and welcome back. As promised, I'm going to be sharing with you my new bullet journal setup. As I mentioned in my last video, I've started back to school in a master's program and have a lot of reading and assignments to do, and the A6 was just too small to hold everything. I needed to see things on the same page and it just didn't fit. So I moved back into an A5 Exceed 100 GSM notebook, and the first thing you see me setting up here is my goals page. So this is the same page that I had in my first bullet journal of the year and in the A6, where I have every month and then my 5 different goal areas and what I want to accomplish each month to break down towards my bigger goals for the year. I did change the layout this time, just kind of flipped the horizontal and vertical axes, and I'm hoping that it'll work okay. It made more sense since there were only 4 months left to have 4 for the narrow end. So next I'm working on setting up my future log. For this, I'm just doing 4 months ahead, so the rest of 2020 and January 2021. And I'm trying something new here as well. So I have my mini calendar, and then I have numbered 1 through 30 or 31, depending on the month, for each day of the month, so I can write down events in the correct spot. I am not sure if there'll be enough room to write more than one event on a given day, but I'm hoping there will be because of how wide the rows are. I did think about going further ahead than January, but most likely I'll want to start a new journal or go back to my A6 in January. Probably won't be able to go back to A6 since I'll still be back in school, but I do think I'll likely want to start a new journal then, so I thought that the next 4 months would be plenty to cover. Moving on from the 4-month future log, doing the Alistair style for the rest of 2021, right here on the left. And then on the right, I set up my moon phase calendar. There, I'm moving on to my reading tracker. This is the same bookshelf that I use for I've used for all of the setups, just slightly different layout. Here I'm just penciling or inking them in, and I'll go back and add in what I've read so far this year so I can start keeping up to date again soon. And next I'm moving on to my natal chart check-in. This is where I draw out the 12 houses of the natal chart and do a few lines of checking in on how I feel each area of my life is going. And then I have a space to write affirmations and goals for those areas. So in the wheel that I just drew, I'll go in and fill each pie wedge with how that area of my life currently is. And then on the right hand side, I'll number the different houses. You see I'm numbering now, and then I'll write an affirmation or a goal to support that. I do like to color code it where I have a darker blue for the inner and a lighter blue for the outer. Though unfortunately I finally did kill my Tombow twin tone of the light blue on the fine tip side, so the color coordination is a little off this time. This is the first of my school spreads. It's a master task list where I have the different months and the dates, sort of Alistair style, and can go in and write down every assignment that I have due and mark when it will be due. I'm hoping that being able to see it at a glance will help me stay on top of things. This is the second of my school spreads. It's a degree planner, so depending on whether I keep going full-time or move to part-time with my degree, it could take 2 to 3 years. So I'm planning it on a 2-year side, and then we'll see if I want to take longer, what order to take the classes. I think this is going to be really helpful as I start looking at exactly what classes I want to take next semester, and as I get my core out of the way, getting to see how I can work in various electives. And that's it for the front matter on this new journal. So as a review, I have my goals by category and month. I have my future log with dates and a mini calendar. I have a rolling future log and my moon phases for the rest of the year. I have my reading log and my natal chart check-in. I do still have to fill in how things are currently, but still thought I'd go ahead and show you what I have so far. Affirmations. Then the master task list for school and the degree planning pages. Thanks so much for coming along with me. I look forward to sharing what goes into this notebook with you next. Bye.